From translation, TLB, the Living Bible. This 85th day of the year. Today we are reading passages Ruth. Ruth chapter 1, verses 1 to 22. In the days when judges ruled in Israel, a severe famine came to the land. A certain man from Bethlehem in Judah went to live in Moab with his wife and his 2 sons. The man's name was Elimelech, and his wife was Naomi. Their 2 sons were Mahlon and Chilion. They were Ephrathites from Bethlehem in Judah. After arriving in Moab, they lived there about 10 years. Then Elimelech died, and his 2 sons married Moabite women, one named Orpah and the other named Ruth. After about 10 years, both sons died too, leaving Naomi and her 2 daughters-in-law. Then Naomi heard that the Lord had visited his people by giving them food. So she and her daughters-in-law prepared to leave Moab to return to Judah. The 3 of them started out together and journeyed along the road back to Judah. No, my daughters, it is much more bitter for me than for you, because the Lord has turned against me. No, my daughters, it is better for you to return home. I am too old to marry again. And even if I thought there was hope of marriage tonight, and even if I had a husband tonight and then had sons, would you wait for them to grow up? Would you remain unmarried for them? No, my daughters, it is better for you to return home. Wherever you die, I will die, and there I will be buried. May the Lord strike me and kill me if anything but death separates you and me. I went away full, but the Lord has brought me back empty. Why call me Naomi when the Lord has caused me to suffer, and the Almighty has sent such tragedy upon me? So Naomi returned from Moab, accompanied by her daughter-in-law Ruth, who was a Moabite. They arrived in Bethlehem in late spring, at the beginning of the barley harvest. Ruth chapter 2, verses 1 to 23. Now Naomi had a relative by marriage, a prominent man of wealth from the clan of Elimelech, a man of Bethlehem named Boaz. So Ruth went out to work in the fields behind the harvesters, and as it turned out, she was working in a field belonging to Boaz, who was from the clan of Elimelech. She asked me if she could gather grain behind the harvesters and pick up the stalks of grain left behind. She has been working steadily from morning till now, except for a short rest in the shade. I have told the young men not to bother you, and when you are thirsty, help yourself to the water they have drawn. So Ruth gathered grain in the field until evening, and when she had beaten out the barley that she had gathered, she had about an ephah. She carried it back to town, and her mother-in-law saw how much she had gathered. Ruth also gave her the food she had saved from her lunch. So Ruth worked alongside the young women of Boaz, gathering grain until the end of the barley and wheat harvests, and she stayed with her mother-in-law. Ruth chapter 3, verses 2 to 12. Boaz is a close relative of ours, and tonight he will winnow barley on the threshing floor. So bathe yourself, put on your best clothes, and go down to the threshing floor. But don't let him know you are there until he has finished eating and drinking. Then when he lies down, note the place where he is lying. Go and uncover his feet and lie down there. He will tell you what to do. So she went to the threshing floor and did everything her mother-in-law had told her. After Boaz had finished his meal and had a little wine, he lay down beside a pile of grain to sleep. Then Ruth quietly crept up, uncovered his feet, and lay down there. In the middle of the night the man was startled and turned over. There was a woman lying at his feet. And now, my daughter, don't worry, I will do what you ask. I am one of your family redeemers, but there is another one who is more closely related than I am. Stay here tonight, and in the morning, if he will redeem you, good, let him do it. But if he is not willing, then as surely as the Lord lives, I will redeem you myself. Lie down until morning. Ruth chapter 4, verses 7 to 22. Now in Israel, it was the custom in such matters to draw up a written agreement, and to have the transaction sealed by removing a sandal and handing it to the other person. I have also acquired Ruth the Moabite, the wife of Mahlon, to be my wife, to keep the name of the dead man alive, and to preserve his property in his family line. You are witnesses today that I have acquired all of this from Naomi. So Boaz married Ruth, and she became his wife. And he slept with her, and the Lord gave her conception, and she bore a son. He will be your comfort and your sustenance in your old age, for he is the son of your daughter-in-law who loves you and has been better to you than 7 sons. Then Naomi took the child in her arms and cared for him, and the women living there named him Obed. He became the father of Jesse, the father of David. These are the ancestors of Perez. Perez was the father of Hezron. Hezron was the father of Ram. Ram was the father of Amminadab. Amminadab was the father of Nahshon. Nahshon was the father of Salmon. Salmon was the father of Boaz, and Boaz was the father of Obed. Obed was the father of Jesse, and Jesse was the father of David.